Now that the car is clean, I'd like to do a walk around and just show a few of the modifications I've done on this car, which is my Scion FRS, soon to be Toyota FRS when they get rid of the Scion name. But on the outside, it's pretty stock, except for a few details. This car hasn't got radical modifications, but it's got a few interesting things which I like to point out. One, stubby antenna. That is an 1.5-inch antenna to replace the 8-inch antenna that comes with the car, which I think is just way too big and makes the car look sort of like a radio controlled car, which we don't want that look. So that was a simple modification. And then something that wasn't so simple was the Avest turn signal lights. Now these are integrated turn signals like many luxury cars have, and they took 5 hours of wiring to install. Yeah, so a little bit of work with that. Let me show you how it works. Turn signals. These are very cool, but a little pricey, a little bit hard to put on, but there you go. Really nice. Okay, and a small, but I believe important modification. These are now red, which are similar to the 86s that are sold in Japan. I think that goes really rather well with my red, beautiful red outdoor color. And no spoiler yet, hoping to get that soon. And here we have wheel cap stickers. I put these on 3 years ago. They just stick on over the regular FRS wheel caps, and these have been very durable. These, I just think they sort of make a difference, a small difference. And there you go. And you may have noticed that this car sits a little lower. The stock FRS has a very large gap. It looks almost like a 4x4, you might say. I put on Eibach springs, which give a 1-inch drop. Now it's only 1 inch, but that makes a significant difference. 1 inch. And the ride is still great. It's a little firmer, but not bad. Car doesn't really scrape at all in almost every situation. So I just wanted to do a small modification to make the car look a little bit better. One other thing, if you can see, wheel spacers. I have 25mm 1-inch wheel spacers all around to bring the tire out, to bring it more flush with the fender. The FRS and Subaru BRZ, the tire is very much inset, which doesn't make the car look so good. So that's another modification. As you can see at the front, it's flush, and that's with stock wheels. So if you want to keep your stock wheels and you're just trying to improve the look, get 1-inch lowering springs and 1-inch spacers. Now, does it change the handling or the way the car drives? It does, a little bit. There's some controversy about whether or not you should add spacers. Okay, these spacers make the car feel a little bit different. The steering is a little bit slower, perhaps. Not as quick. The best thing to do is to get the proper tires with the proper offset, but there's not too much compromise if you get 1-inch spacers. Brings the tire right out. Makes the car look way better. Much more flush. Another thing is HID headlights, big difference. DRLs LED DRLs. You can just see them in there. That gives a 6000K, a bright white light that matches the HIDs, and that's quite nice. And I have these, which are yellow and white switchbacks. These are LED lights again, and when the car is just running with the headlights on, it's a bright white light to match everything else, but when you turn, it goes to amber. Now maybe I can demonstrate that. Okay. Yeah, actually looks kind of blue on this, but it's white to me, so that's white, and that is white. Okay. Also, I added the fog lamps. These fog lamps, I also added HID fog lamps. These came stock on the FT86 on the rest of the world, but not here in North America, and I wanted them, so I got it. I think it makes the front end of the car look much more finished, a little more upscale. Let's see if I can turn those on too. Oh, in order to install that, I had to get a BRZ headlight stock, which has the ring for the fog lamp. And there we go. Again, it looks a little bluish, but to me that looks fairly white. There's the 3 combination, all nice and white. And I changed the front emblem to a Toyota emblem just because I'm a Toyota fan more than a Scion fan. Also, my license plate is mounted into the grille rather than into the bumper. I didn't want any mounting on the bumper, so I simply used the long screws and screwed it straight into the grille, which is solid back here. And it's been on there for 3 years, no problems at all. I'd like to get a front spoiler in the future, but not yet. So what else have I done on the outside? Well, oh yes, clear side markers, but with an amber lens to keep it legal up here in Canada. But I like the clear lens that sort of during the day goes better with the rest of the clear areas. Brakes are still stock. The brakes in these cars are fantastic. Could use an upgrade if you go on the track, but otherwise really nice. There's the red 86 emblem. And okay, at the back I added crystal taillights with the red. I like these a lot better than the original taillights. Nice and red. And just to mix it up a little bit, I added one of the fender emblems for my trunk emblem, just to keep people guessing. Oh, and by the way, I'm a member of the FT Club Vancouver. And of course I added the exhaust tips from the GT86 in Japan. These fit right onto the stock pipes. They stick out quite a bit. They're exactly how they are on the car in Japan. I think they add a little more aggression. The stock tailpipes were far too small, so I wanted to make that change. And a rear diffuser from ABS plastic. This is a copy of the one from Subaru. So it's a Subaru BRZ diffuser copy. Fairly easy to mount up. You've got 5 bolts in the center. You drill 1 hole, and then you can mount the 2 ends if you wish. And LED backup lights, LED license plate lights, nice white and bright. So that's kind of like the outside of the car. More modifications to come. Rear spoiler, front spoiler, or front lip rather. But the car looks just fantastic the way it is. Even stock, it's really nice. These are just a few minor changes, and I've got more to go. Anyway, thanks for listening.